Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm here with the fourth part of this questionnaire, and in this part I will cover some questions from pteriophytes and gymnosperms. Let's start. Before discussing questions, I will discuss about the outline of classification of pteriophytes, the simple classification that was given by Smith 1955, Gould 1957, and Zimmerman 1959. Zimmerman I have discussed in last presentation that he gave the Tilon theory. So they divided the pteriophytes into different divisions, like we have Xylophyta, Lycophyta, Sphenophyta, Pterophyta. In Xylophyta, which were the most primitive pterophytes, these are rootless with rhizoids, and they are also leafless, like we have some example like Xylotum, which is commonly known as Xylotum, which is commonly known as whisk fern or skeletal fern. Whisk fern भी कहा जाता है उसे, और skeletal fern भी कहा जाता है because it lacks leaves and they are dichotomously branched. Dichotomously branched होते हैं, leaves often absent, और जो stele that is simple stele, protostele, mostly they are homosporous, means they produce one type of spore. Then the spore producing structures are known as synangium, that is very important, that is present in case of Xylophyta. The fossil genera include Rhinia and Horneophyton, and living genera is the Xylotum, which is and Massipteris. So Xylotum is also known as living fossil. Then Lycophyta, commonly known as club mosses or spike mosses, and here there is differentiation of plant body, and leaves are small, so these are microphyllous leaves. Stele is sometimes siphonostele, and sporophylls aggregates to form strobili. इसमें जो spore producing organs हैं, they are strobili or cones. Mostly these are homosporous. Here Selaginella is an exception from this genus Heterosporistans. और heterosporous भी होते हैं और homosporous भी होते हैं, और जो gametophyte होता है that depends on fungus for food. So this is very important characteristic feature. Xylotum में भी जो gametophyte होता है in case of pterophytes, so that require fungal association for its development. That is very important characteristic feature of pterophytes. So most of the gametophyte, that is also known as prothallus, जो gametophyte होता है that is formed after the development of spore, that is also known as prothallus. So that prothallus requires symbiotic association with fungi. Next is Sphenophyta, that is commonly known as horsetail. All the genus are extinct except Equisetum. So plant body is differentiated into stem, jointed with nodes and internodes, scaly leaves, and whorls around the nodes, sporangia forming strobili cones, and they are homospores. Then next comes the last one, advanced pterophytes, which are known as ferns. And these small leaved ferns are also known as fern allies. जो microphyllous ferns हैं उन्हें fern allies भी कहा जाता है, and these are known as true ferns with large leaves. Pteris word means feather, तो bird के feather की तरह appearance होती है इसके leaves की, that's why these are known as pterophytes. Most widely distributed, इन्हें commonly vesicle cryptogams कहा जाता है पूरे pterophytes को. And plant body is differentiated into stem, mostly rhizomatous, means horizontal stem, underground stem present होता है, that is called rhizome. और जो leaves होते हैं, we use the term fronds, which are large size leaves, fronds बोलते हैं. और जो young leaves होते हैं, they show special type of venation that is called circinate venation, spirally coiled. Stele is protostele, siphonostele, dictyostele, and sporangias form sori, means group of sporangias that form sori. Singular is sorus on abaxial side, and it bears sporocarp in case of Marsilia, that is floating body like structure that produces spore. Then there is presence of indusium, that may be true or false. Indusium is basically the covering that covers the sporangia. True indusium and false indusium are present, like we have this homosporous fern, that is Pteris, and heterosporous fern Marsilia. Then entherozoid, which are present, which are basically male gametes, they are multiflagellate in case of Pteris. Next we have this slide that shows most of the heterosporous genera which are present in case of pterophyte. So 9 genera are there. They show heterospory, like we have Selaginella, Marsilia, Salvinia, Isoetes. This Isoetes is very important genus. It also shows secondary growth. So that is again unique feature of pterophyte, secondary growth, that is growth in girth. So this is the only genus in case of pteridophyte, yeah, that is where the secondary growth occurs. Then azolla, which is water fern, it is the smallest pteridophyte, and stylites. Then Pilularia, Blatysoma, and Ragniliridium. So these are the genus. The question is, if sporangium is derived from inner daughter cell, the development is called. जब स्पोरेंजियम अंदर के डॉटर के सेल से बनता है तो उस तरह के स्पोरेंजियम डेवलपमेंट को क्या कहा जाता है? आर ऑप्शंस आर यूस्पोरेंजिएट, बायोस्पोरेंजिएट, लेप्टोस्पोरेंजिएट और टेट्रास्पोरेंजिएट. सो मोस्ट कॉमन टाइप of sporangiate development in case of pteridophyte is eusporangiate and leptosporangiate. So its right answer is eusporangiate type of sporangia development. Here the sporangia is derived from multiple cells, number of initial cells, but these cells are formed from the inner daughter cell of sporogenous tissue. So this is some primitive type of sporangia development. Here the spore produced are in large number. So large number में जो spores हैं produce होते हैं. Here we can see the development of eusporangia type of sporangia development. Like here, this sporogenous tissue. This is the inner daughter cells or inner sporogenous tissue, जो बहुत सारे होते हैं number में. Number of initial cells, they will give rise to this sporangium. Here, sometimes the sporangia fuse to form a structure which is known as synangium. That is seen in case of Xylotome. So eusporangiate sporangium. Here, large sporangium is developing from several initial cells, producing many spores. There are sometimes fused. These sporangium fused and form synangium. This sporogenous tissue is derived from inner daughter cell and seen in genera like Xylotome, Lycopodium, Selaginella, Equisetum, and Ophioglossum. Ophioglossum को commonly कहा जाता है Adder's tongue fern और इसमें ही highest number of chromosomes present. Next is sporangium, leptosporangium development. Here, the sporangium is derived from single initial cell. Single initial cell से ये पूरा पूरा sporangium बनता है. It is smaller in size और इसमें जो spores produce होते हैं, they are produced in lesser number. Fixed number में इसमें spores produce होते हैं. And this sporangium is developed from the outer daughter cell. तो ये outer daughter cell से बनता है. So leptosporangiate sporangium, small specialized sporangia developing from single initial cell and producing definite number of spores. These often occur in clusters, जिसे हम sorus भी कहते हैं. If there are multiple clusters, then the term used is sori. And sometimes they are covered by a flap-like structure, which is known as indusium. It may be true or false that I will discuss. Sporogenous tissue is derived from outer daughter cell. Here, जो sporogenous tissue है वो outer daughter cell से बनता है, and it's an advanced type of sporangial development. It is found in genera like Marsilia, Azolla, Salvinia, etc. So these are the sori. जो multiple sporangias हैं ये group में present होते हैं. This structure is known as sori or sorus. So this group is known as sorus. और ये जो single structure, this is called sporangia, and they are covered by a flap-like structure which is known as indusium. So this is the true indusium. True indusium, it is a delicate membranous structure that protects the sporangium or sorus. ये जो इंड्यूसियम होता है एक डेलिकेट मेम्ब्रेनस स्ट्रक्चर होता है जो प्रोटेक्ट करता है स्पोरेंजियम को और सोरस को. और बेस्ड ऑन इट्स ओरिजिन के बेसिस पे ये ट्रू भी हो सकता है और फॉल्स भी हो सकता है. इन केस ऑफ ट्रू इंड्यूसियम, अ डेलिकेट मेम्ब्रेनस स्ट्रक्चर राइज फ्रॉम द लोअर साइड एंड कवर्स द सोरस और स्पोरेंजिया. तो लोअर साइड से इसकी डेवलपमेंट होती है और कवर करता है पूरे के पूरे स्पोरेंजियल और सोरस के टिश्यू को. दिस इज कॉल्ड, इस तरह के जो इंड्यूसियम को कहा जाता है ट्रू इंड्यूसियम. ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम लोअर साइड ऑफ द पिने एज एन एपिडर्मल आउटग्रोथ and specialized structure formed on the lower side of pinnae for the protection of source. It is seen in case of Dryopteris. So Dryopteris में ये जो true indusium है present होता है. Next comes the false indusium. जो false indusium है, it is formed by curving of margins of pinnae or leaflets. तो जो leaflets हैं उनकी curving से ये बनता है and originate from the upper side of pinnae, formed by curving of margins of pinnae. It is seen in case of teres and adiantum. तो adiantum और teres में ये. So next question, in Gymnosperms vessels are absent. Vessels absent होते हैं Gymnosperm in xylem, except those belonging to the order. कौन से order में vessels पाया था in case of Gymnosperms? So our options are Cycadales, Coniferales, Nitales, and Ginkgoales. So its right answer is Nitale. This is the most advanced order in case of pteridophytes. So इसी order में पाए जाते हैं vessels. So I will discuss these all the orders in detail The first one is Chordiatales. So this is the order which contains extinct or fossilized gymnosperms. So these are rather tall trees, large star-shaped leaves, reproductive structures in catkin-like cluster. तो इसमें ये जो genera हैं ये fossilized means extinct है example, and this example is Chordatus. Next, ginkgo ales. Again, जो ginkgo है, ginkgo biloba, this is known as living fossil because it is single representative of its group, और natural form में ये सिर्फ चाइना के कुछ फॉरेस्ट में पाया जाता है. So it has been carefully preserved or as sacred plant in the temple garden of Japan and China. So the leaves are broad and bilobed. That here we can see this is also known as median hair tree. It just gives an appearance of adiantum like leaf. जो एडियंटम के लीफ की तरह अपीयरेंस है वैसी इसकी अपीयरेंस होती है. एंड डाइकोटोमस वेनिंग is present. It is represented by single genus ginkgo and a single species biloba. So that's why this is also known as living fossil. इसे living fossil भी कहा जाता है. Next is coniferales. So cone-bearing gymnosperms, mostly evergreen trees, with branched stem. The leaves are needle or scale-like, spirally arranged. Leaves possess xerophytic character. Stem shows small with thick wood, large number of resin canals. Pollen grains may be winged in Pinus. Sexual reproduction is advanced oogamous type. The plant may be monoecious or dioecious. Monoecious, that as in case of Pinus, and dioecious as in case of Texas. Or then pollination is by wind. So anemophily show करते हैं ये winged seeds होते हैं इसमें. And this wing is found by testa. Seed is endospermic. And examples are Pinus and Texas. Next, netales. So this is the most advanced type of advanced order of gymnosperms. The plant has xerophytic shrub and dwarf woody stem or woody climbers like lianas. True vessels are present in secondary wood. तो ये question पूछा गया था. So netales में true vessel present होते हैं. Leaves opposite, dicotyledonous embryo, and absence of resin canals. Example is needle. So this is the photograph of Welwitschia, which is also known as desert octopus. So it contains three genera, like we have Netum, Aphidra. So this is the photograph of Aphidra. It is commonly known as jointed fur. और इससे एक medicine बनती है जिसे बोलते हैं ephedrine, that is used to cure asthma. The next, this is the photograph of Netum. So in this order, Netale. Next question, in gymnosperms, pollination occurs exclusively with the help of wind, water, insect or birds. So its right answer is wind. तो wind pollinated होते हैं सारे gymnosperms. That is called anemophily, except in case of cycas. Cycas में flagellated zoospores produce होते हैं. They are motile zoospores and they also show zodiogamy. So here we can see here, so the pollen are transferred with the help of wind. So we have different type of pollinations and their pollinating agent. Entomophily, pollination by insects. Ornithophily, pollination by birds. Anemophily, pollination by air. Hydrophily, pollination by water. Chiropterophily, pollination by bats. Then myrmecophily, pollination by ants. Malacophily, pollination by snails. Mycophily, pollination by flies. Thoraphily, pollination by beetles. Then next we have Ophiophily, that is pollination by snakes. So different types of pollinating agent and types of pollination on the basis of pollinating agents. The next question is, the interaction of living organism amongst themselves and physical environment is referred as, our options are biotic community, ecosystem, population, biome. Its right answer is ecosystem. So ecosystem एक ऐसा सिस्टम होता है जिसमें लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म इंटरेक्ट करते हैं विद इट्स नॉन लिविंग और अबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स, जिसमें एनवायरनमेंट आता है. सो दैट सिस्टम बिकम्स एन इकोसिस्टम. If we talk about various hierarchies in ecosystem, so it is made up of organism which is the basic unit. Then बहुत सारे जो organisms हैं एक ही species के, they form the population. So group of organism of same species. Species, as we all know that it's a group of organisms which are similar in their appearance and have capacity to interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Then various populations for combine to form communities, इसमें group of populations आते हैं different species के, then different populations or communities combine to form ecosystem. So communities and biofactors, they combine to form ecosystem. Here living organism interacts with this non-living environment. तो इसमें बहुत तरह के जो living organisms हैं, communities हैं, वो बनाते हैं एक ecosystem. Then after that there is one more hierarchy that is called biome. So biome is basically the terrestrial part of biosphere. जो biosphere है उसका terrestrial part that can be divisible into enormous regions, और उन जो divisions होते हैं biosphere के into smaller regions. So these small regions are known as biome. उसे ही biome कहा जाता है, which are characterized by climate, vegetation, animal life and general soil type. तो climate के बेस पे हम biome को classify कर सकते हैं, vegetation के बेस पे, एनिमल लाइफ कैसी है वहाँ पे, और जनरल सॉइल टाइप कैसा है. सो दो जो बायोम्स हैं, कोई भी ऐसे दो बायोम्स एक जैसे नहीं हो सकते हैं. द क्लाइमेट डिटरमाइंस द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ अ बायोम एंड अबंडेंस ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल फाउंड इन ईच वन ऑफ देम. सो दो बायोम्स सेम नहीं हो सकते हैं. देन बायोम्स कंबाइन टू फॉर्म लार्जर इकोसिस्टम विच इज़ नॉन एज बायोस्फीयर. सो इट एनकम्पासेस ऑल अदर लेवल्स, डीप सॉइल up through the atmosphere. तो जो सारे के सारे इकोसिस्टम्स हैं और बायोम्स है, they combine to form large biosphere जहाँ पे लाइफ पॉसिबल होती है. So these are the various levels in the hierarchy of ecosystem. So individual starts with individual similar organism, then population group of individual that lives in same area and can interbreed. These are of same species and community. बहुत सारी जो populations है, they combine to form community, then ecosystem, biome and biosphere. So this was all about for our today's discussion about these questions. Hope you will get some idea from this presentation. If you have any questions, queries and any suggestions, you can give it in comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Next question. The timing of seasonal activities of plant in relation to change in environmental condition is called. तो जो भी plants के life cycle में changes आते हैं environmental conditions के change होने पे, उसे क्या कहा जाता है? ऑप्शंस आर फिजियोग्नोमी, बायोटिक पोटेंशियल, फेकंडिटी और फिनोलॉजी. सो इट्स राइट आंसर इज फिनोलॉजी. फिनो मीन्स मॉर्फोलॉजिकल अपीयरेंस. सो वो जो चेंजेस होते हैं वो हमें मॉर्फोलॉजी में दिखते हैं प्लांट्स की, एंड दीज सीजनल चेंजेस आर टर्म्ड एज फिनोलॉजी. Firstly, physiognomy. What is physiognomy? It refers to overall structure of physical appearance, what the community and its dominant species look like. तो बाहर की जो external appearance है किसी भी species, किसी भी plants की, their height, their spacing, canopy and shape, उसे कहा जाता है physiognomy. It is descriptive of the life forms of dominant species. For example, their size, leaf traits and phenology. Like we have deciduous trees and evergreen trees. So that external appearance is known as, the study of that external appearance is known as physiognomy. Next comes, so this is the photograph which shows various stratification in the forest. जो tree height है उसके basis पे stratas बनते हैं, so that gives an appearance, that is called physiognomy. Next comes biotic potential. Biotic potential of living organism is their maximum reproducing power. तो जो reproducing power है means how many offsprings they can produce, so that is termed as biotic potential. एक जो फेवरेबल environmental conditions हैं उसमें कोई living organism कितने offsprings produce कर सकता है, that is called its biotic potential. So biotic potential of a species is its highest conceivable vital index, and the biotic potential is determined by several key components. बहुत सारे components हैं जिसके basis पे हम इसे determine कर सकते हैं. Next comes fecundity. So the meaning of fecundity is reproductive rate. That is called reproductive rate, fecundity rate, or the performance of an individual or the population. So in simpler terms, fecundity is quantification of the number of individuals added to the population. Means कितने जो new offsprings हैं वो किसी population में add हुए हैं. So that is called reproductive rate or fecundity. Then finally comes phenology. Phenology, this term is derived from Greek word phenin, means to show or appear. Logos means study. So it is the study of natural phenomena that reoccur periodically in plants and animals of the relationship of these phenomena to seasonal changes and climate. तो जो ये changes आते हैं किसी भी living organism में, चाहे वो plant है और animal है, in response to change in climate, seasonal changes. So that is called phenology. In other words, phenology is the study of annual sequence of plant development. जो भी sequential changes आते हैं plants की development में, that is called